as I laid there on the carpet, thinking about how meaningless my life was, I cried. And it was like the deepest, most guttural sob cry I've ever cried, of just despair, like pure despair and loneliness and fear, and just like, oh my God, my life is meaningless and I'm alone. And it was just like I went into this pit of despair and I was just crying my heart out, screaming into the carpet, just letting myself completely lose control, just fully like, this is fucked. And as I did it, all these feelings are coming up, all these feelings and images are coming up of just how lonely and despair I'm in, just blah, 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 blah. And I get to this point where I don't have a single tear left to cry. And I'm just laying there. And I flip over on my back, because I was sobbing literally into the carpet. And I flip over on my back and I'm laying there looking at the ceiling. And all of a sudden, it was like the pendulum swung the opposite way. And I realized, wait a second, this doesn't have to be a bad thing. My life is meaningless. That means none of this shit means anything about me. I can be whoever I want in every moment. I can do whatever I want. I can talk about whatever I want. I can be anything, because it doesn't actually mean anything. I get to decide what means something. It's free. And then I'm also like, I'm the only one that exists. That means I don't have to be ashamed of anything. I don't have to hide. I don't have to have fear. I don't have to care about what people think, because it's not about me. And all of a sudden I'm just like, this liberation just flowing over my body, and just complete and total clarity. And all of a sudden the picture was clear. It was like, I am here to deliver this message to you. And I saw all the puzzle pieces starting to come together, and I go, okay, I know what I want to do. I want to be me. I want to share this message on social media. I want to create an impact. I want to have this experience. Like, this is what I want to create. I know I do. But there's a but, right? I still don't know how. My intuition just shows me in my mind's eye, Andre. And I'm like, what about Andre? And I get this just clear vision image to send him a message. And when I sent him this message, I don't think I've ever been so definitive and so sure of myself in my entire life up until that point. And I messaged him and I'm like, we're taking this shit to the next level. I'm a part of this now. I'm going to be teaching phase 2 and sharing it with the world, with you guys. And I don't know how it's going to look yet, but it's happening. And he just was like, all right, let's do it. And I see this image in my head just forming together of everything. And I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen, but this is it for me. My feelings are showing me this is the path. And it was like all of a sudden, it started to hit me that I had already seen all this inside my head before in different ways. It had been right in front of my face my whole life, looking up to all of these spiritual teachers, being so involved with social media and constantly wanting to be on social media, but not actually really doing anything about it. Wanting to have these unconventional relationships and be myself and have it be okay and have all of these weird out there opinions and like be just totally so outside of the norm. All of it was just me, and it was so true to me. And it was like, I finally have the permission slip from myself to actually do it. Andre asked me this question. What would you like to experience? And it was like My mind, my being was so clear. The two things that came up to me in that moment were, I want to leave California. I had been living there for 3 years at this time. I got married and moved there and then got divorced there, and I was just done with that chapter. I was like, I want to leave. And I also want to be single. I hadn't been single my entire adult life, and I had always wanted to on some level, but I was too scared to be alone, right? Hadn't faced this loneliness inside of me yet until this point. So I'm like, I want to be single. And I want to move. And he's like, you can ask for help. And it was just like, all of a sudden, I'm like, wait, what? He just met me. Why would you want to help me? Why do you care so much? All of this just started to flow in. I'm like, because it's all me. Of course it is. The same feeling I had at the retreat came back. I'm like, this is all for me. So I'm like, okay, help. Like, yes, help me. I don't know how you're going to help me, but help me. And my feelings are just like, yes, yes, yes. And he's like, okay. I go to sleep. I wake up the next day to this message at 4 a.m. of Andre going, we're coming to get you today. I look over. I'm laying in bed with my boyfriend at the time. I look over at him and I'm like, am I leaving him today and packing up my car and moving to Scottsdale? And my intuition's just like, yes. And in that moment, I knew that I was leaving behind everyone from my old life. It was literally like, you're leaving this behind to go join the rebel army on another planet. And like, this is your destiny. And I'm like, all right. So I'm sitting there awake, waiting for him to wake up, just like, he gets up. I'm like, I gotta talk to you. I just tell him, I'm leaving you and I'm packing up my car and I would love if you help me because I'm moving today. And he's just like, what the fuck? I didn't even tell like my best friends until I was on the road. I didn't even tell my family until I was there. I ended up severing these relationships with not only the boyfriend, my friends in California, my old roommates, like all of my best friends since childhood, JJ, the one I talked about previously, but also my parents thought I was crazy and joining a cult. So then they were like, ooh, we're gonna take a break from you too. So I had lost everyone, okay? I severed them, cut them all off. All I had was the stuff in my car, no job, no idea what was gonna happen, nothing. Total free fall. And 2 people who were willing to help me. And my intuition seamlessly guided the entire experience. And it was like I shedded the old me completely. It was gone. It was shedded. And then from the moment that I got in the car and made that trip, my entire new reality started. And to do that, I had to be willing to let go of the validation of all of the other aspects of me and everything about my old life. It was just like, it all had to go. And I had to be willing to free myself of all of it and feel all the feelings of letting go of all of those relationships and everything else that wasn't me anymore. And it's not that I was necessarily becoming someone else. I was just remembering who I actually was. And that's what you're here to do. You're not here to change yourself or fix yourself or improve yourself or go on this long self-help journey trying to figure out what the next best thing is. No, you're here because you're finally remembering that there was never anything wrong with you. in the first place. So, welcome to phase 2.